Welcome back, you guys. This is review for the 3 regions colonization test. You're going to need your 3 regions chart that you should have completed last time that you were here. Make sure to complete it and review it before you take your test. Now, let's go over this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Alrighty then, looking at this chart, let's talk about the information above. All right, so for Maryland, it's important that we remember that Catholics, it was a safe haven for Catholics created by Lord Baltimore, and it was created for religious reasons. We also have to remember that New England, we have to remember the physical characteristics, cold, rocky soil, the kind of jobs that were there, fishing, whaling, trading, lumbering, and that it was primarily founded for religious reasons. Pennsylvania, it's important that we remember William Penn, the Quakers, and also religious freedom, that they were an anti-slavery group. It's an important thing to remember. Massachusetts, 1620, Mayflower Compact, the Pilgrims, the Puritans, and the religious freedom were all important topics that went over Massachusetts. Remember that the Mayflower Compact was an example of self-government, our first document to create self-government in America. Remember that Plymouth was founded in 1620. In Virginia, 1607, that was the year that Jamestown was founded. Remember that they faced hardships like the starving times. Primarily, it was settled for money reasons, for gold. Their gold was tobacco. They couldn't find any gold, so they sold tobacco as a cash crop. Middle Passage, because of the development of cash crops and plantations, and we start to see the growth of farming, we're going to start to see slave trade grow. And the Middle Passage is that passage that happened between Africa to America, where they were sending slaves to the Americas to work on those plantations or farms. Millions were transported, very harsh conditions in those boats. Fundamental Orders of Connecticut was the first constitution in North America. Remember that a constitution is a recipe that creates a self-government. FOOC, or the Fundamentals of Connecticut, was created by Thomas Hooker, and it is another example of self-government. Steps to self-government in the colonial times was the House of Burgesses, Mayflower Compact, and Fundamental Orders of Connecticut. We'll talk about Magna Carta later on. It will not be on your test. The triangle trade. Trade between three areas. That would be the Americas, Africa, and of course, the Americas. We're going to see the Middle Passage, rum, slaves, sugar being transported from this area. The triangle trade is very important because, especially in England, is going to lead to the rise of that empire. They're going to grow, they're going to expand. Georgia, people that, this colony was set up for convicts and people that owed money, AKA the debtors. The person in charge of this would be James Oglethorpe. Another thing that you should remember is that Georgia was going to be used as a barrier to keep Spain from attacking. And if they did attack, Georgia was an expendable loss. The mercantilism, it is this economic policy where the mother country takes all the resource from the colonies, and then it sends it sends those raw materials or those resources as finished products back to the colonies, and the colonies are forced to buy those finished products for a higher price. Middle colonies, nicknamed breadbasket. Their primary objective would be to grow cash crops like corn, wheat, and rye that, as you know, will make bread. The climate is moderate. The soil is very good, very diverse. Then we have reasons for colonies. Reasons for colonies is the reasons for European exploration, which are God, gold, and glory. We have wealth, and we have religious freedom. These are the reasons why the 13 colonies will be set up. The House of Burgesses. This is set up in Virginia. It is an example of self-government. It was an assembly where politicians would gather, or elected representatives would gather, and they would try to solve problems that were happening in Virginia. Southern colonies, remember that the climate was very hot. the soil was fertile. The cash crops that were grown there were tobacco, rice, indigo, um, eventually cotton. The people that would work the plantations or the farms were slaves primarily. Remember that a plantation is a large farm that slaves work that grows cash crops. And last but not least is the Mayflower Compact, set up for the colony of Plymouth. It was an example of self-government, our first document to create self-government in the Americas, created by the Pilgrims, the year 1620, named after the ship Mayflower. Now, hopefully this was able to help you guys with the review, for the test that we'll be taking today on the 3 regions. Good luck today on that test. Stay safe. See you next time.